All right, 40 days through the Bible, day 14. This was the book of 2 Kings, and this is basically just the story of all of the kings of Israel and Judah. And by far the most common thing is this was the king, he sucked, he was evil, he didn't do what the Lord commanded him, and everything was terrible. But there are a few exceptions to this where the story is this was the king and he did what was good in the sight of the Lord. But the thing that was interesting to me this morning about it is that even with the guys who did do what was right in the sight of the Lord, it's always followed by a but. So he did what was good in the sight of the Lord, but he didn't do this thing. He did what was good, but he didn't do this thing. He did this thing that pleased the Lord, but he didn't do this thing. And it all kind of comes to a head at the end of chapter 17 here. And it says, even while these people were worshiping the Lord, they were serving their idols. And that just hit me so hard with like, oh my gosh, dude, how often do I do that? How often do we do that when we're worshiping the Lord, but in tandem with that, we're actually going and serving our idols, whatever our idol is. If it's our family or our kids or our job or money or success or whatever it is, we're worshiping the Lord, but at the same time, we're over here serving an idol. Throughout the whole book, there's only 2 examples of kings who didn't do this. 2 examples of guys who didn't turn to the left or to the right. They did everything that God had them to do. And it's just crazy to look at the majority of the guys just full on disobeyed. They didn't even do anything right. They did evil in the sight of the Lord. But then from that, there's this remnant, but the majority of the remnant obeyed, but not all the way, right? Like they worshiped the Lord, but they were still serving their idols while they were doing it. And then from that, there's this tiny little sliver of guys who managed to actually obey fully, to not turn to the right or to the left, to actually be wholeheartedly sold out to the Lord and do everything that the Lord asked them. And that is the kind of person that I want to be. I hope that's the kind of person that you want to be. And so today, step back and ask yourself, am I worshiping the Lord while serving an idol? Is there something that I'm putting above the Lord in my life? And if so, let go of it. Don't turn to the right or to the left. Do everything that the Lord says, right? Be the exception amongst the exception. Because when you read the story of those 2 guys in here, Hezekiah and Josiah, I think is the 2 of them. But you just read their stories and you're just like, oh my gosh, like that is what life is supposed to be. It's supposed to be this fully surrendered and fully sold out, not this, he did what was pleasing in the sight of the Lord, but he did what was pleasing in the sight of the Lord, turning neither to the right or to the left. So today, as you go about your day, don't turn to the right or to the left. Just do what is pleasing in the sight of the Lord always. That's all I got. See you in the next one.